think I'm going to be the first one not to get up there.
That's what you would expect from a judge.
Yeah. I'm Suzanne Reynolds, and I'm running for the North Carolina Supreme Court. It's the only seat that's up for election on the 7-member Supreme Court. You know, we judicial candidates are funny creatures. You really shouldn't care what we think about the policy issues. We're not policy makers. What you ought to care is that we're fair and impartial, that we have the expertise, and I'd say for the Supreme Court that we have the courage to take the opinion, to take the cases that we should take, and then to write opinions that clarify the law. So let me tell you a little bit about myself and how it relates to what you ought to be looking for. First, what does the North Carolina Supreme Court do? It's the court that has the last word about what the law of North Carolina is. So it ought to write opinions that teach the law. I'm a law professor. I've been teaching the law for 27 years. I know how to analyze the law and then explain it in a way that lawyers can take it and then in turn explain it to their clients. And I said you should be looking for someone with the right expertise. A bigger and bigger percentage of the docket of the North Carolina Supreme Court is family law, and there's nobody on the court now with an expertise in family law. I, on the other hand, as they say, wrote the book on family law. I literally wrote the book on family law. I wrote the 3-volume treatise that the court uses all the time. Lower courts use it, the Court of Appeals use it, and the court I'm trying to sit on uses it. In fact, about a year ago, there was a really important custody case, had a majority and a dissenting opinion to accept the cases they ought to accept and then write the opinions they ought to write. I know about courage. I've taught the other course besides family law that's been so important to me is ethics, legal ethics. I've taught lawyers to about 2,000 now, I figure, over my 27 years of teaching. I've taught them that they've got to do the right thing, they've got to have the courage to do the right thing. I come from a background of academic integrity, so I'm going to be courageous on the court. All of us judges are in your hands. We're nonpartisan. People, the great turnout that there'll be in November, I'm not on the ballot in May, but the great turnout that there'll be in November won't do us any good because people just don't vote for the judges. They don't know about them. They're not marked with a party affiliation. So we are really in your hands. You bloggers are so important to educate folks about who we judicial candidates are. We ask you to do that. I ask for your support. I'm just blown away. I'm meeting so many of you who've said, I've emailed your palm card all over the state. I'm incredibly grateful to you. Thank you very much, and hope I have your support in November.
Thank you.
Thank you.